All righty. Good morning, friends. Super excited that you are here with me. Thank you for your patience as we get ready for our live stream training today. Good to see all of you here with us. Super excited that you are here learning with us specifically for today's training, learning how to create designs in bundles. What is my plan and what is my system? Uh, in regards to using all the features we have to create multiple products at once. I'm a huge fan of creating things in bulk, especially when it comes down to designing things, and so I definitely want to share with you my system. Definitely something you can apply today as well for you to really scale this out. So specifically, we're going to jump into the creative prompt tool. Again, not a super long training today, but I do want to spend some time kind of coaching you and training you on the advanced remix section here, as this is going to change the game for us when we are trying to scale out multiple products. This is great if you are trying to target, a specific season and create multiple products for that. Like we're in Valentine's Day time, and then we're going to have obviously St. Patrick's Day type of designs coming up, and it can be for evergreen niches as well. But this is also good if you are someone who is creating clip art designs and you are trying to create bundles. Again, this could be great, just not for digital products, but for print-on-demand products as well. So before we get to our live training today, I definitely want to shout out the chat with us today. See what friends we have online with us today. I know this is a training that we do in the middle of the week, so I know that sometimes, most of our friends probably can't join us, but I do want to give some time to those who are here. So good to see. I believe it's Gwen with us today. Let me know where you're watching from as well. And we have Susie here with us, I believe. Thank you so much for being here. And I know we have some more friends joining us. And if you are watching this on the replay, thank you so much for being here as well. Now, again, not a super long training today, but again, one aspect of our training sessions is also Q&A. So if you do have any questions, definitely ask throughout your time today. And then we'll definitely spend some time at the end to cover any questions that you have. And so in regards to our content topic today of how to create things in bundles, what is my system? What is my process of how to create things in multiple ways, right? I like to head over to the Remix Studio here and of course, really whatever you're selling, you just set it to PNG, the pre-made prompt. The reason why we have a Tumblr wrap prompt is because obviously things that are PNG needs a transparent background. If you're selling things that are Tumblr wraps, that's why we have that Tumblr wrap section there, because most of our Tumblrs are going to be covered from end to end, right? Covered from end to end. So our example today, we'll be doing all things with PNG products, but again, the same thing can be applied to any other product here. Good to see you again. Susie here with us. Gwen is here with us, watching from Georgia. Femi is watching also from UK. Super excited that you were able to catch up with us, as well as Miss Pat is here as well. So thank you for all those who are here. All right, so this training is really going to be live demoing today. Like I said, we're really trying to get into the process of how to create things as bundles. Now, as a side note, anything you create, it needs to be based upon a bestseller, right? I continue to teach that, continue to talk about that, because as I oftentimes look at people's Etsy shops and kind of give them some highlights and maybe even some areas of improvement. One of the things I always go back to: how do we know this product is selling well? What can you tie this to in regards to this is the best selling product? This is why I made that. So as we do a lot of demos with design, it is just highly important for you to do product research. And if you have not been using the niche finder, you are missing out on a massive tool that can help you find products very quickly. And really, when you use this niche finder, it's going to set you up to know what you should be designing moving forward. So with that being said, here we are in the creative prompt tool niche finder here. We're going to stick with our Valentine's Day. So just to share with you, if you're new to this space and not sure what the niche finder is and how much it offers to you, this is where you are able to find nothing but bestsellers and popular nouns on Etsy by simply clicking a specific button, and it'll show you everything on Etsy, right? That is a bestseller or popular noun. The cool part about this, there's two ways to do this search. I have implemented just recently, maybe like a month ago, the manual search, which is It's so powerful, and I'll share with you why that is. But you're able to do the manual search where you're able to find specific things regarding your product category. So if you're not selling P&G products, maybe selling coffee mugs or tote bags, you can search up anything with the manual search and find bestsellers in that niche. But if you are focused on a particular niche, like the ones I'm talking about here, and you don't know what to target, you don't know what to create, you don't know what niche to focus on, the reason why the niche finder is so important is because you can click on one of these here, and then it'll open up to my niche cards that will share with you over 100 niches that's selling well, because everything on here is tied to bestsellers. For instance, here, if I were to go over the niche card, hobbies and interests, open up some details here, you can see all of these micro niches that when you click on one of these, like reading, is going to go straight to nothing but best selling products. Right here is a bestsellers being filtered out, and nothing but bestsellers, and it's doing this for t-shirts, right? Because that's the product that we searched up. So again, really, this is huge. In our case today, we're specifically focused on Valentine's Day because, again, if you're selling P&G clip art t-shirts, you got to kind of create things for the season to get massive sales there. But again, if you're looking for evergreen products, you don't know what to target, this is why this is here. So again, always design with data in front of you. That is so important, right? So in our case today, we're going to do a manual search because we're searching up products that we want to create as bundles and clip art sets for Valentine's Day. So we're going to jump over into the manual search here. We're going to head over to P&G Designs. I'm a firm believer that it doesn't matter, right? If you're selling P&G products or t-shirt products, tote bag products, coffee mug products, probably a good place to do your research is in P&Gs because, you know, it's probably a lot easier for people to get designs listed as opposed to like selling products, in my opinion. So where you're going to find these top trending designs first is probably going to be in the P&G space, even if you don't sell in that area. So in our case today, we're going to go back to Valentine's Day here. And as we do this, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, which is not my forte. As we do this here, obviously you're going to see tons of bestsellers, right? That's the whole point. Tons of bestsellers, popular nouns. If you look at this, this is huge. This is huge amounts of data. Because one of the things I oftentimes talk about is that you kind of know what is going to be trending based upon the previous season. And I'm going to keep saying that because this is going to be impactful for today's training, as well as you getting set up for things coming up, which you should already be designing for, things for St. Patrick's Day, things for Mother's Day. Those type of seasons that you already know are coming up, specifically in our case, St. Patrick's Day. That's the easy one because it's right around the corner for the month of March. You know, you have Resurrection Sunday for the time of Easter, for April, and all those type of things there. So again, what we're talking about today can be transferable. So again, when we look at these items here, we already know these are bestsellers and popular nouns. We see that by the Etsy's badge here. But again, the goal is to take these designs and change them and to remix them as bundle sets that we can create multiple products for. So here's a great example of this, right? We already know this is a great product. If you haven't seen any of my other trainings, it's so important for you to look at this hot red in demand signal. Why is that? It's because this is Etsy's way of telling us that this product is hot. This product is in demand. If our goal is to create bundles or clip art sets or multiple products based upon bestsellers, then there are indicators on Etsy to let us know this is where people are spending their money. So this is the indicators you want to see, which again, the niche finder is going to help you find, 90% of them, to be quite honest, which are probably 100% of them. So this is in demand. It says 20 people bought this in the last 24 hours. There's something about this product that people like. And I know this is something great because I've seen this work in previous times where this type of patch, type of stitching, heart design has done well for Christmas. Obviously is doing well here for Valentine's Day. And here's the thing, right? If this is where this training really comes into play. If we know people really enjoy the patch type of work, the patchwork type of designs, the kind of the random type of fabric type of designs, if we know that is something that is trending, that is something that is popular, has been visible in multiple different niches and multiple different seasons, then what if we can go a step further, just not create a heart, but maybe create different things that's tied to this specific design style? And so we're going to jump into this. So the first thing is we were able to find a product that is selling well. Here it is. Now we're going to jump into the Remix Studio area here. Why is that? Because we want to just not create this product or remix this product, right? But we want to remix this with variations. So from here, let's go back and walk through this. I'm in Remix Studio. I have my t-shirt PNG pre-prompt already selected. I'm going to go down here and select the background to be white, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this image here. Again, not a way to copy the exact design, but we're going to utilize this as a reference image so that the AI knows the style and the overall aesthetics we're going for, right? What I found is that when you try to do this, try to get this specific style just with a prompt, right? You can get a prompt from ChatGPT or what have you. Those things might be difficult when it actually output the design, because you can see the style that's visibly, selling well on Etsy. But when you put in words, sometimes the prompt may not necessarily match the style you're talking about. It might be patchwork, it might be, niching things together, but it may not match the style. That's why the creative prompt tool is groundbreaking, because we use a reference image along with the prompt that I made for you behind the scenes. But for you on the front end, you're giving the creative prompt a image reference, so it knows the style, it knows the colors, it knows the overall aesthetics. Again, we want to do this because obviously this is what is selling. All right, so here we are. We're going to copy this mock-up image. Just right click and copy, head over to the Remix Studio. We're here now to put in our reference image. We're going to put in our reference image here. And now I need to make sure I crop in the area, because if I leave this entire area open, right, the creative prompt tool will try to, again, use everything in here as a remix, but we don't want to do that. We just want to reference a piece of the mock-up image, which in our case today is going to be this design. So here we are. If you can't see the bottom area to, hit done, just minimize your window a little bit, right? Zoom out a little bit, and then you'll be able to see it here. Sometimes it's just a little wonky. If your screen is large for text, you may not see that entire box. So just make sure you zoom out so that you can see it. All right, so here we are. We have our design already in place, right? We have our design already in place. We see that here. Now, I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to run this just as a prompt itself. I'm just going to share with you what you get when you don't have a prompt in here, because you will get a design. The creative prompt tool knows to look at it, but to create something different and to add text. Why is that? Because I found things with text work well. So I just want to share with you a demo of this in 3 ways. How this looks when we have no prompt in this box, how it looks when we give a prompt direction, and then finally how this looks when we scale this with which is our focus today, with the advanced prompt variation button here, which again is good for clip art designs. All right, so let's run this as it is, no prompt here. Let's see what we're able to gather as a result. And let me know, as we're waiting on this, if you used Remix Studio. Let me know if you have used Remix Studio and if you were able to get good results, right? I've seen a lot of people create amazing things, but I want to know, what results are you getting, and do you use Remix Studio? This is my only way of creating designs here moving forward. All right, so here's an example, right? So here's the design as a reference, right? We know that behind the scenes, the creative prompt tool for t-shirts knows to create a different design, right? Because we don't want to copy, right? Create a different design and give some type of text behind it, because I have found text to work out well. Again, when we don't give a prompt, that's what it's submitting to, because that's what I told it to do. So besides the text and the style, let's just get the overall aesthetics. Did it nail the aesthetics? Did it get the patchwork down? Absolutely yes, right? We can work on what it says and what it looks like, but this is the power of using that reference image, because you are able to nail down the exact aesthetics, the exact style of the design. Here it is here. And here's what we were able to gather. Again, gave us a nice variation. Now, you might say, Jay, but I don't want a circle or words. I want a heart. I want other things. Yes, I know. We're coming up to that. But I just want to share with you that if you're doing designs and, again, you don't know what to put as a prompt, don't put in any prompt. You don't have to put in any prompt. You can get some great variations when you don't put in any prompt and just run it, because that's what it's designed to do. So again, great thing here. It brought us some text that it thought to be fitting. We didn't give it no direction, so great, perfect. All right, so now let's give it some more direction. This is our stage 2. This is where if you want a specific design to be a certain way, right? You want to be more specific. Give the AI a little bit direction. Now, this is going to be huge, because for you all who've been on AI designs for a while, everything has been based upon the prompt. The prompt is the king in the room, right? If you don't have the right prompt, you can't get the right design. So naturally you would have to go into ChatGPT or somewhere, then it gives you like 2 paragraphs of a prompt for you just to get a design, and sometimes it still doesn't match the style. So here's the thing: when you go into stage 2 and you know the style you want, or at least the object you want, you can actually give a very simple prompt, right? So I want this to not have any words, and I want this maybe to be a bear instead of a heart, right? So I want to say remove all words and change the heart to a bear, right? Change the heart to a bear. So that's all I put in here. Remove all words, because in the pre-prompt is designed to give you words. Then I said change the heart to a bear. When I do this, again, this is the image that we had before. You know, we're going to do this live together. So if AI doesn't get it right, at least you'll see my workflow and my work through. But again, I like doing these things live. A lot of people don't do AI generation live because, yeah, sometimes you don't get the right thing the first time, right? But I still want to show you my workflow. All right, so here's what we're able to get, and look at that. That came out well. I mean, hey, I'm doing this live with you. I'm sharing with you the exact workflow that allows you to create these designs following the same style. Now, look where we came from. We had a very general design that had, you know, a circle around it with birds and text in the middle, because that's what the pre-prompt is designed to do, because it's made for t-shirts, right? But there might be some designs that's just elements. They don't need any words. Well, give the AI a direction. And listen, guys, this is super easy. I mean, we're able to get designs that people would have to spend, you know, 2 paragraphs just to get something close to it. The only thing we said was remove all words and change the heart to a bear. That's something all of us can do, right? And look at the design. This is beautiful. This is what I mean by you're really able to outbeat any competition, because while they're spending time looking for prompts, you're spending time getting results. And that's why, again, this is so powerful. So notice how it nailed the exact style down. Let's go back to our reference image here. I'll just show you the reference image here. This is the reference image we had. Look at that. Look at the patchwork. I mean, this is a very difficult one to do if you had a prompt, because it's bringing in the patchwork, the different type of patterns, the different type of art style. But again, we were able to nail this very easily, because we use a reference image, and this is beautiful, right? And again, let's go back to why we're on this. Why are we on this patchwork design, and why did we change it into a bear? Right? Why, Jay, did you choose a bear? Well, because our data shows, right? We always go by data to design products. Our data shows that this patch design people love. How do we know that? It was tied to our bestseller. When we did the niche finder, we found this one, and then it said 20 people bought it in the last 24 hours. We know it's geared towards Valentine's Day. So what is another Valentine's Day type of element that people normally associate with that season? Probably a bear. That's why they have a heart here. That's tied towards, you know, Valentine's Day. A bear is also tied towards Valentine's Day. So we can easily assume that those who purchase a heart also might be interested in the same style that is a bear. And the cool part about this is that when I go to these Valentine's Day designs, this is how you're able to set trends by following trends, right? What you should not do is to create the same type of heart. That's something you should not do. That's called copying. But what you should do is take a reference image here from a bestseller and create a variation that's not even visible in the market, that again can set a new trend. When I scroll through this just very lightly, very easily here, at least from what I can see on the front end, there's no other patchwork design on here that is visible. So that means there's an opportunity for us to sell these type of designs. There's also opportunities for us to sell different variations, because obviously we can see this is selling well, but there's a limited quantity in selection. This is why this training is so important, because we're now going to step into a need. We're going to fill a need because we're going to create multiple variations that people would also buy. And that's where we're going to get into our next segment now. How can we take what is visibly working well, but is in need because there's not a lot of variations like it? how can we scale this out to be a lot of variation? So here's the thing, going back to our example before we finish, like I said, not alone training today. So if you have any questions, now the time to ask. But as we go to our example, this is a great product that could easily sell as a clip art or even as a standalone print-on-demand product or a standalone PNG product, right? So that's there. Here's a fun thing. Can I share with you a fun thing here? When you know you have designed something well with AI, please save it to your folder. Here it is. Click this button, save to your folder. Why is that? Because now, instead of us going on Etsy and trying to find these different designs and trying to use them just as they are, guess what? Now, this is our own digital asset we can create variations for. That makes sense? This is now our own digital asset. We can create multiple variations in regards to this product. So let me share with you our last step of how to create these variations for clip arts, for bundle sets, for multiple variations of t-shirts or coffee mugs. Whatever your need base is, I want to share with you the opportunities for you to create multiple variations of these products. So what we're going to do here, we're going to save it to our folder. Now you can go to your folder and there's an option for you to click on a listing, click on a design, and it'll automatically bring it into the Remix Studio. There's options for us to do that there. Or you can just simply, guess what? Click or right click on your own digital asset. And now I'm going to copy this because I'm going to use my own digital asset as the reference image. So no longer will I be using this because we nailed the design already. We have a great reference image of our own. I'm going to remove this, go back in here and paste. And now I'm pasting my own digital asset. And because it's my own digital asset with no background, with no, mock-up image, no person wearing a t-shirt, I don't have to, crop it out because it's already a blank white background. Okay. So I'm using my own image as a digital asset. Now, because of this, let me share this with you. We are going to do this. We're going to keep this where it is. Remove all words, right? We're going to keep, yes, we're going to keep this as a t-shirt PNG. I'll share with you two ways to do this, right? It's a little bit easier if you do custom prompt, but let me just keep it where it is. So we're going to keep it as a t-shirt PNG variation, right? We're going to keep this instruction here, remove all words. But what we're going to do is we're going to remove this out the way because we don't want it to be a bear. We already have a bear. The reason why I said remove all words is because the t-shirt PNG prompt says put words on it. So that's why I'm giving that there. Like I said, I'll share with you how to do this as a custom prompt, but right now we just simply keep it where it is. So all of us can put this in, remove all words. Here is where the training really shines. How can we create multiple variations of this? Well, we can go down to the bottom and we can scale this up to 4. Now, here's the thing. If I scale this up to 4, and I'll run it now, if I scale this up to 4 without going into advanced variation, it might give me 4 different type of bears. It might give me a shoe. Why? Because I didn't give the AI direction in regards to what type of variations to set. Again, this is a lot easier if you're doing like t-shirts and different type of words and things like that. Variations is great. Scale it to 4, give you really nice 4. But if you know you're looking for a consistent element or style, that's why I say clip art, because clip art is kind of where that lives. If you're looking for a consistent set of designs, you need to give the AI a little bit more direction like we did before, where remove all words and make it a bear. So with me just putting remove all words, here's what we were able to get. Again, not bad in my humble opinion. If you know what you want to target, we'll deal with that a little bit later. But if you're just scaling variations, I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Nice design here. It gave us a variation. We didn't tell it what variation to give us. We just said, make sure it don't have any words on it. So it did its best. It looked at what the design was and was able to scale this out very nicely. Nice design here that could do well. I want to share with you the consistency of the designs. This is where this tool shines. It's even though it created 4 variations of all different type of things, because we didn't give it any direction, it was able to bring a level of consistency with our design. Now I can't fault the AI for doing this because I didn't give it any direction. I just said scale it to 4. That's totally fine. But I'm still happy that it brought a level of consistency. Now from here, again, we're still not in advanced variations. We're still in this prompt here. I can put in a little bit more direction, say remove all words and make the items for Valentine's Day, right? I don't know why I can't type and spell at the same time. I promise I can spell. I promise. Okay. So here I gave a little bit more direction. I said, hey, remove all words and make the items for Valentine's Day. Again, I didn't say a bear or a heart or a star. I just said make it for Valentine's. So I'm giving the AI that creative control, if you will, to think about different things. So let's see what we were able to get. Okay. So here's what we had before, just a lot of different things, right? 2 hearts here, a lot of different things. So I'm going to scale this again to 4 variations. I gave a little bit more direction to say, hey, make this for Valentine's Day. And then I'll share with you why advanced scaling is so important. This is the overall point. I'm trying to share with you why advanced scaling is so important. All right, so here's what we were able to get. Now look at this. This is great. Why is it great? Because it geared it towards Valentine's Day. We have hearts now. This is a nice design. It came out nice. Again, the colors and the themes are all great. I mean, nothing's wrong with this. It fits in line perfectly with what Valentine's Day is all about. But notice how we have, maybe not a problem for you, right? But if you're someone who wanted different things, like a bear, a heart, a star, something else, and you want all of them to be different, then again, this might be a challenge. Why? Because we just told AI to give us, items that are fit for Valentine's Day. This is fit for Valentine's Day. This is actually great. But if you need to have specific things, you need to give the AI more direction. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Now we're going to get into how can we make sure that everything that comes up is not a heart, is different things. So this is where advanced scaling comes into play. Now we're at our punchline. Took some time, but now we're here. We're going to keep this on t-shirt pre-prompt, white background. We're going to say remove all words and make the items for Valentine's Day. Perfect. But now we're going to open this up and we're going to tell it more specifically what each design need to be, right? So you're going to say make one design a bear, the other a star, the other let's see what we can create. Maybe you can chat something into the chat box. I'll add it here, but you can see the point, right? We're giving more direction. Make one a bear, make one a star, make one, let's see, a hat, and make one, let's just say a tree. I don't know. I'm just trying to share with you what we have. So we have these specific things that we want each design to be. Now we gave the AI a little bit more direction. Make one design a bear, the other a star, the other a hat, make one a tree. Oh, nice, Gwen. Thank you for that. Thank you for putting that on there, Gwen. We're going to take out this tree and make it a cat. Thank you, Gwen, for doing that. So we said make one a cat. All right, so we have all of ours in place. We're going to scale this out to 4 variations. Let's go back and see what we had before. This is what we had, all hearts. Let's scale this out. Now, what this will do when we hit generate prompts is that it's going to give us all that prompt I had in the background that you don't see. It's going to take that. But what it's going to do is that it's going to isolate the variations as their own prompt. So let me share with you and I left this here for a reason, so you can see what you're going to design before you design it. We can see this one says the variation for the first image is feature a cute teddy bear with heart accents. That's what we're going to look for, that first variation. Here's the second variation. It says include a shining star with romantic hues. All right, that's what it gave us for the second variation. We see the third here. It says design a stylish hat with Valentine's motives or motifs. And then we have the last one here, which came from Gwen, which I think is perfect. The last variation says incorporate a playful cat holding a heart. Now, here's the beautiful part about this. I'm going to get my camera back on. You can see, because if you're doing this, you're probably looking for specific things. If you can look at this and say, man, I like the one with the hat or with the cat, but I don't want the cat holding a heart. Guess what? You can go into this little edit button. You're going to edit variation 4. Go all the way down and say, you know what? I don't want the variation to be incorporate a playful cat holding a heart. I just want there to be a playful cat. You can erase that. And now for that variation, it's not going to be a playful cat holding a heart. It's going to be a playful cat. So what we were able to do, that's why it's called advanced scaling, because if you're creating clip arts and you need specific things to be a specific way, Instead of you doing all these prompts by yourself, the AI will do it based upon your request. You're able to check off to make sure everything's good. You'll be able to make changes if you want to. Usually I don't even make changes. I'm just sharing with you what is possible. But then here's the point here. It's still going to base everything we do off of our reference image, which again saves us so much time. We're going to go ahead and hit generate here, and it'll do this one by one for us. And the goal here is for us to have these different type of elements for our results. So let's go ahead and see what we're able to gather as a result. If you have any questions, now's the time. We're going to go ahead and end our training here soon. Like I said, not a long training, but I definitely want to share with you what I am doing personally to scale out designs. And again, if you watched my last video I made, I talked about, how I'm able to scale to 150 plus designs for St. Patrick's Day using the same method, right? Going in here, scaling this out to be different designs, and taking, again, what has worked for Valentine's Day, putting in a basic prompt. I shared that all in that video. Take a basic prompt and have it take any design like Valentine's Day and change it over into a St. Patrick's Day design, because whatever worked previously for a season is probably going to work for next season. So we definitely want to get ahead of that trend. This is how I was able to do that, and how you're able to do that too. All right, so here's the results we were able to get. Notice here we automatically have every design is different. We don't have any duplicates. We don't have any of the same thing in multiple ways. We have different designs based upon what we told the AI we want. But what we also have is a level of consistency that is unable to be done with ChatGPT, right? We're able to have a level of consistency because we use a reference image, and we were able to scale that out very quickly, very, 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 very quickly here. So let's look at the results, right? Let's go back to our reference image. Here's what it was. Let's go back to our example here. This is the design. Again, this came out great in my opinion. We said we want that one to be a heart and a star, or we said it to be a star. Again, we went and said let that be a hat, and then we said let it just be a cat. Again, I think that all came out well. Here's the overall point here is that if you found these designs to do well, guess what? You can save them as a bundle set and start selling them on Etsy. If you like one more than the other and said, man, I really like this design with a cat, let me take this and just create multiple animals from it. Again, that's something you can do as well. The overall point of this area is to showcase that we're able to have a level of consistency based upon, as you can see, the very simple prompt we made was just make one design a bear, make one a star, make one to a hat, make one to a cat. And we were able to get these designs to be all different, but still stay in the level of consistency with our design. And again, that to me is a game changer, especially when you see designs like this sold 20 in the last 24 hours. Okay, is it possible that somebody who purchased this could also like this in a hat type of design? Yes. Could it be they like this for a bear type of design? Yes. You can sell these in isolation with no problem. Could it be possible to sell these as bundles? And the answer is yes, right? Let me share with you what these bundles look like. And here's the thing. I just want to demystify the fact that some people say, oh, the only way I can sell bundles is by selling a bundle like this where I have 10,000 products. Or the only way I can sell a bundle is I have 1,000 products. Or the only way for me to sell a bundle is I have to have 100 products. Or the only way, you can put whatever number to that, but really that's not true, because I have seen bundles sell very great for 4 when 4 items were in it. I've seen bundles sell great when there's 6 items in it. I've seen bundles sell great when there's 50 items in it. I don't think there's no limit or no amount of number you need to hit in regards to how many items you need to have in your bundle set. I just think that if you are thinking about creating variations, I think they will be great to sell in isolation, like we see in this example here. It's great to sell just the design by itself. But if you are exploring opportunities to sell bundles, I just want to demystify, you do not have to sell 10,000, 1,000. You don't have to wait till you say, Jay, I'm going to wait till I get 50 to sell Valentine's Day bundle. No, you don't need to do that. Let me share with you the proof. We always got to tie things in with truth and tie things in with proof. Here's an example of that. Right next to this is a bundle design set. And it's definitely not 10,000. and definitely not 100. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 products here. And if you see, they're all following the same type of style, which again, you are able to do this yourself. And guess what, friend? 21 people bought this in the last 24 hours. And can I also be honest with you? You can sell this a whole lot higher in price than 189. Just to be fair, right? You can sell this a whole lot higher than 189. Okay, you can have all different type of launching strategies. I like to launch my products low initially and then go back up to the price that I desire. Because at the end of the day, people are going to buy things they want to buy. People are going to buy value. If they feel like what you're offering is valuable, they're going to purchase that. The goal of today's training, right? The goal of today's training is to share with you that it's not that hard to create these type of designs once you're able to nail in the exact style and then just give that advanced prompting to make sure that all of them are different in their own unique way. Right. And thank you so much for Barbara saying that my most successful number has been 6 in the bundle. Thank you for sharing that. Right. Because we just talked about, you don't have to wait till you have 10,000 or 1,000. You don't have to wait till you have 1,000 products or 100 products. You don't have to wait until you have, 50 things. You can sell. Thank you, Barbara, for saying that. You can sell just 6 items and do extremely well. And like I said, you're able to do this all into the creative prompt tool here. Which I think is a game changer. So same thing as we did before, we can actually plug this in and create different words or different styles or different, things based upon this. And, just as a side note too, let me just share with you very quickly how we can do this. So I'm just going to take this as a reference image here. Again, I just want to share with you what is possible. When you found something to work well, let's just say this works well, so I'm going to save all this. Don't forget that you can also add in a second image as a reference as well. So I'm going to use this as a second image reference. I'm going to highlight this. And now you're really able to create one-of-a-kind designs here, because now instead of you using one image as a reference, you're using 2 images as a reference. Then you can go back through our whole process here. So I'm going to just clear everything here. You can go back through our entire process. I'm just going to create, just create 4 variations as I'm here doing it with you. What I'm saying here is that you can really be creative, because you can merge in 2 different designs together and really create something new, right? You can really create something new. And then of course we have trainings about how to use secondary reference images, but I'm just sharing with you just the opportunities here to create something new. And here is an example of that. We know the type of style that we gathered from this by itself. But again, I just put this in here just as an example. You can have more strategy of what your second reference image is going to be. But the point here is that, you have this little bit of difference that comes from that secondary reference image that has now infused your design. So again, there's nothing on Etsy like this, but we're still using things that are actually selling well. And of course, again, I'm just using an example. You can have more strategy of why you use this as a reference image too. But the point here is that you can really come up with some really creative designs when you use, like this one here, when you use the image reference too. And of course, that when we found a design to work well, we save this as our own digital asset. And now we're able to create variations from this that really, we're not trend chasing no more. We're trend setting, because there's nothing on Etsy that brought these 2 things into play. Obviously, we know this selling well. This could easily be a bestseller, and I would just encourage you to grab it, because it's bringing in the patchwork, but also like this furry type of yarn design that's doing well. And that's clearly what is doing well on Etsy. Why is that? Because this has sold 21 times in the last 30 days. This has sold, last 24 hours. This has sold 20 times in the last 24 hours. What could be possible if I merge 2 of these top trending designs together and I create, thank you, Barbara, 6 variations of this? Maybe sell them in isolation, maybe sell them as bundle sets, but think about the trend setting you can do as opposed to trend chasing. Of course, it starts off with trend chasing. We got to know what's selling well. But once we know what's selling well, we can now be a trendsetter. We can now set the trends by utilizing the same system. And let me tell you something, friend, there's nothing like this online. There's nothing like what Creative Prompt gives us online. Why is that? Because I built it from the ground up. I built it for my needs and what I needed. And I realized that, what I need and what tool and systems work for me might also work for you. And I can see from your sales that you were able to get, it works for you. So definitely check that out. All right. So that's the end of our training today. I mean, we can go on and how we can create this, right? It's very fun when you create these. So we can go on and on. The point here, as I close, the overall point here is that you don't have to have a lot of designs to sell bundles. You can see that bundles of 9, thank you, Barbara, for even showing that her bundles of 6 have sold extremely well. And it's very easy to scale these things out when you know the right system. So, hey, I hope this was encouraging to you. One thing to note as well, one of our members talked about this, and I want to share this with you. This is coming up for us in the future as well, in the very close future. This is all one session of work we did. But the beautiful thing about this is that later on in the month, you'll be able to do this in multiple sessions. So, for instance, you're able to run this as session 1. But let's just say there's a whole different design, whole different focus you want to do. Instead of you restarting and starting over, I mean, you have to do that now, but you won't have to do that much later. But instead of you removing everything and starting over, you can set a whole new work session. Now you're doing a second work session. And then you can set a third work session. And then we have everything in place. You hit one button, boop, and it'll run all of those sessions for you one by one. So you can literally walk away and have all these things done at one time. And this is what, again, I'm offering to you. So if I had to give you an example of this, let me show you this in real time here. So I'm going to go ahead. Boom. I'm going to put in my little prompt here because I know I'm creating for Valentine's Day. So I got all these prompts in place, white background, right? So what I did here for all these work sessions I'm on, I just gave them the same type of circumstance, right? I wanted to be t-shirt PNG, and I wanted to be on a white background, and I want the prompt to be focused on Valentine's Day. Just remove the words, right? If I don't want to do that, maybe I want the words to stay on there because I'm doing different things, just move that out. Say, make this for Valentine's Day. Whatever your focus is, that's your focus, right? So I'll just say, for instance, here I'm working on different products. Some products I want words for, maybe some I don't. And then guess what? I got to put in a reference image. So let's just say, for instance, here I'm going. Let's just say I like this design here. So I'm going to go. And then this honestly needs to be a whole different training session of how to do sessions. But I'm just sharing this with you now because you're still online with me, right? You're still live with me. That's why it pays to stay, because you're able to see some things that are coming up. So let's just say, for instance, I'm working on some projects for this week. Again, I'm in session 2. So this is session 1. Session 1 is already made. Great. I'm on session 2 now. I got a brand new design. I'm going to plug that in. The same things as we did before. We're just doing this for session 2, but we have a new design. All right. So now I'm going to move over here, and let's just say, for instance, I don't know, I want to do this one here. This one looks pretty nice. Let me go in here. Now I'm going to go over into session 3 and plug this in for session 3 here. Okay, I said that's a nice one there. Let me see if I can get a good result from there. Again, now I need to find one for session 4. Let's see, what can I do for session 4? Now you see we're on a roll. We're on a roll. Let's go ahead and get this love one in here. So I'm going to grab over this love design here that came out well. Let's go ahead and highlight that there. And as you can see, I mean, this is really what you call work sessions, right? You're able to work these things out. And I'm going to scale all these variations to 4. So now, see, there's nothing like it, right? Now I'm able to scale these variations to 4 because I don't know, which one is going to be something I like. Okay, so now we're also going to redo this for session 1. So essentially what we're doing, we have now created work sessions for 1, 2, 3, 4. Every one of them have their own prompt. Every one of them have their own separate designs, which is outstanding. And the cool part about this is instead of me running these one by one and generating them one by one, I can just literally click run session. And what this will do, I can walk away and clean the house up a little bit, whatever the case may be. I can walk away, and what this will do is that it's working on session 1. Once it's done generating designs for session 1, it'll move on to session 2. Once it's done with session 2, it'll move on to session 3 and 4 and what have you. And really, it's not going to take that long of a time. But what it does is it allows you to really create systematically based upon designs that are selling well without you overshadowing it over and over again with new designs. You're able to put things in, hit the session, run session, and let it go to work. And as you can see, it's already on session 4. So again, we can go in here and see what designs it was able to create. Again, you guys know if we have more direction, then it'll be more different. Again, and for all these sessions too, we can go in here and do exactly what I said for the training. We can make all of them with specific variations, but that's not what we did here, but that is also possible. But the beauty about this is it was able to do all these in a quick moment here. So this is session 1 designs. Here's session 2 designs because it was based upon this here. So here's session 2 designs. As you can see, that came out extremely well. Again, this is how you're able to create in so short of a time here. Here's session 3 results here. Of course, we're not going to copy. That's why I like creating 4 different variations, because I got to see which ones work and which ones don't work. Let's go to our example image that it had here. So this was the example image here. This one, even though it says something different, it's kind of cricket because it's following the mock-up image. So that's why I have the X out button. But everything else is good to keep. Look at this one. This one came out nice, following the top trend style. That came out nice. Let's look at this one at the bottom here. Wow, look at this one. Totally new, right? This one came out nice. And guess what? It's all based upon what is selling well, right? This product here, open this up, 23 people bought this one in the last 24 hours. So you're able to see how you're able to scale these things out so quickly and how you're able to beat the competition. Because if you were doing this for Valentine's Day, maybe, 2-3 weeks ago, you're able to get things out quick. I mean, you still should do it now. There's still a lot of time to get things out now. Well, let's just say if you started early on St. Patrick's Day and you got these designs already up, and instead of you saying make this for Valentine's, you say make it for St. Patrick's Day, or make it for Mother's Day, or make it for a Father's Day niche, or make it for a sport mom niche, or make it for a band mom niche, or make it for this popular phrase that's came out recently, or make it for the yarn type of style, or the patchwork type of style. I mean, there's so much you can do, and it saves you so much time. And that's why this tool is game changing. Look at this beautiful result. And it's not going to copy, because in the prompt, I said, don't copy, right? I said, don't copy, but give a variation of what works, and the style is consistent. And guess what? Now you have your whole new bundle set you can create and sell. In our last variation 4, look at this. Look how beautiful that came out, right? I mean, I'm doing this live with you. I'm doing this live with you. Look how beautiful that came out, right? And the only instruction I gave it was make this for Valentine's Day. That's all I gave it. But because I had a reference image, it was able to get the style right, get the color palette right, understand what I mean by, hey, this type of niche, type of heart, type of thing. You can't get that all the time with prompts. If you just have a prompt by itself, it may not nail the style. It may not get the style down. But because we were using reference images, it's going to nail that style down. And because we're using this intuitive creative prompt system, it literally, I mean, I'm sharing this with you, right? We're able to create these products in no time. Look how beautiful these things came out. Following that same exact style. We're able to do this in no time. So, hey, I can't wait to share this with you this month, because I know this is going to be very, very powerful. Man, look at that, right? Man, this is like getting me so excited, because I'm like, man, let's sell this now, because the proof is these designs are selling. And the thing here, as I close, because I get so excited about stuff like this, right? The thing is, this really positions us to sell well, because we know this style is selling well. But again, we can feel that need because there's nothing maybe in the specific language like Spanish that's offering these type of things. But we know from data that these designs are clearly selling well. Right? Look at this. 33 people bought this. 33 people bought this in the last 24 hours. Could it be possible that somebody want this in a different language? We can go down into the variation prompt and say, make this for different languages. Just not for Spanish, make it for different languages. Or we can say, make this for mom and grandma or Gigi, or maybe not for love, but maybe for something else. Or for personalization, put in the person's name like Sharon or Susie or whatever the case. We can do so much with this, and that's why this tool is so powerful. So, hey, give me number ones in the chat if this is exciting to you. I know we just had a limited amount of friends here today, but again, I just want to share this with you, what is possible. If you're excited about this, give me number 1 in the chat. And Again, we don't have any questions right now, but if you do have questions, you can always comment them and I'll definitely do my best to answer them. But you can see how powerful this is to create multiple variations, create them as bundles, get them listed, sell these as isolated designs as t-shirts or P&G products or whatever the case may be. For coffee mugs, I mean, this can go a long way here, but you can see just how easy it is for you to create these amazing designs. Hey, friend, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope this was encouraging to you. And I can't wait to see what you design next. Gwen had a question before we close up and wrap up. She said, if I want words or phrases, but I want my own words or phrases, would I have to give instructions to, yes, to replace those words? Absolutely. The only thing you have to do is just tell the AI, hey, instead of it saying love, make it say this. And that's really all you have to do. Instead of saying love, make the word say peace. Right? Make the word say peace. And when you do this, easy, right? And we have all different type of trainings that showcase how you're able to change these words up. So here's a great example of that. Here it says peace, right? Very easy. And of course, when you're working from your own digital asset and you know, hey, it's looking right, it's lined up right, then you can use that digital asset as we did previously and create multiple words because you know the design came out well. But does it give you specific words? Yes. We took this word that said love and made it say peace. And I think that's easy and fun to do. So yes, Bravo, she said she need more credits. Yes. I am working on a streamlined system to make it easy for us to get more credits. I had a system. I'm rethinking how I'm going to do it here because I just want to make it easy for everyone to get what they need. So yes, that is coming soon. We already have something in place, but I'm just kind of double checking before I release it to everybody. But again, that is coming soon. But hey, if we don't have any more questions, thank you all for joining me. I hope today was encouraging. I hope it was insightful, gave you some clear directions of how to move forward. And I hope you continue to grow and scale your business. As always, my friends, I'll see you in the next video. Be blessed and keep growing your sales.